세러데이 쇼다운 KT 롤스터 대 DRX.
Want to say it's probably going to be the Jhin with the type of setup that they have here. And looking at these two compositions,
I think that it is extremely one-sided.
Yeah, well, when it comes to power, when it comes to cohesiveness, you go to Nongshim, right? Like the top side is insane. You have great engage. You have good kite back potential as well. For me, the main issue with T1 is that the comp feels a little bit disjointed. That core of the Pantheon and the Kali, I think they go well together. They're decent with the Alistar as well. But then the Ornn makes sense in the matchup. I think the Ornn also will always provide a lot of utility. But one of the things I really like about Jhin and Ornn is that you can kind of fish, right? And you can play a bit slower.
The double revenge worlds has been owned. I think he's going to be able to do it again here. Let's jump into the Rift, game number 1. Because I think these players are really good, and this draft edge is absurd.
Oh my god.
Okay, they just walk past one another. That's a bit cute.
Yeah, so Lands, I think, tried to sneak it.
Oh no, he's been baited. Will get knocked up, has to flash. Double flashes to follow. Permafrost. There's first blood going over to Jiu.
Be feeling very good about that one. If you are Jiu, I don't know what the experience situation is. Doesn't look very good for them right now, but obviously they would have to give up full control of the wave, so.
Oh, here's the on-horn. Everyone's flashing in, and Ona just going to put a stick into the little yodel. Fake.
Oh, that's the W used.
Yeah, Gideon looking for the angle here, and he should be able to find it. There's the permafrost, there's the ulti, and holding people in place is something that Sejuani is pretty good at. No flash available. The equalizer was probably unnecessary, but it looked very, very cool. And so that is going to be the return kill. Some revenge here for Kingen.
I think the read there from Nongshim was that if we don't use the equalizer, Kingen can TP. Oh my god!
Flashing for it. They find the knockup on a carrier as well. As he cleanses, he's just ignoring Ona, who will be able to protect his cow. And there's the deadly flourish to stop the hens from going any further forward.
Not being able to displace yourself is definitely a big sacrifice to be made. But yeah, so going back to that bot side play.
Ona can't. Oh, he can flash, so because he didn't have to use it last time. As over the wall goes Calyx. I'm not sure about this one because he's now getting closed in on. There's the Ram, but he flashes away. Now Faker looking for an angle onto Gideon, who has to flash. As there's the Grand Starfall, everyone piling in as we have zoomed out so far. I didn't even know this was possible. It's absolutely insane. Down goes the jungler. Calyx now in trouble, but he's able to dash his way out. And it is just one kill, but man, that zoom was amazing. Trade and has moved into a gold advantage.
Calyx.
Off the back end of that player. Yeah, Calyx is going to try and unbind the soul as best he can. Great knockup as the ulti comes through as well. Calyx actually managing to do pretty well in the fight, but still, Faker with the perfect execution is going to be able to take him down, and Gideon not able to offer enough support. So the woes for this mid laner continue.
You have a lot of effective range as Doran.
Doran, I don't know. Okay, it's going to be a 2v2. They get the knockup. Bouncy castle here for Kingen, but the equalizer was doing so much work. The flash comes down, and Calyx just picks up the kill, and somehow Kingen limps away. Cannon, I'm pretty sure. That was a bit sad. Yeah. Finished off by the turret.
T1 is kind of just playing for vibes.
As carrier is coming in. They're looking for an angle, and they want to get both of them. There is the ulti to come out. The ult comes through as well from Calyx, who looks to unbind the soul, and he's just dead. Last hit by the Shuriken. That is deadly. And now the Rift Herald is just going to pop down for fun and not do a whole lot.
Yeah, so Gideon tried to take the... He missed the bus. The other teams that really like those poke style combos.
Whoa, there's a flash over the grand entrance. Headbutt is going to go towards Faker. There's now Jiu getting stunned up and has to go into that Featherstorm pretty early on. Permafrost goes down. Jiu's trying to kite as best he can. As the perfect execution, max range from Faker is going to lock down the kill. He does die, but Calyx is also now in trouble as he does have to snap back. That is still Gideon picking up the kill there as he is in fantastic position. And Lahens is just dancing around this fight like a ballerina. What? And the harpoon just one-shots the Jhin. Is Rumble a better AD carry than Jhin? What the heck was that, Kingen? As that's an ace for Nongshim.
What?
Well, they're cooking steak, I guess. That's what they're having today. as now Owner is also in a whole lot of trouble. Faker dancing around this fight, though. He's got that perfect execution. Great knock-up to come through from Doran, as now Gideon will get taken down. Faker able to get out this time as the curtains have been called, but it's curtains for Doran before too long, and now an equalizer going to block off both Owner and Faker, and otherwise not do anything at all. Doran does have his. You can see Gumayusi's still a long way away without his ultimate. Remember, he has 0 range apart from a deadly flourish. Let's see whether Owner can get in there and take this one down. The ultimate from Calyx says absolutely not as the ram comes in and they take down Lahens. Chiu trying his very best to kite as Faker gets himself all the way back to his shroud and isn't going to be able to offer any more damage. And a Lahens for an Otacon.
Straight into another fight after
Yes, this is what we'd be doing. Get out, get straight back in again as Lahens is going to interrupt Faker. Chiu's going to take him down now, an equalizer on top of Gumayusi, and there is no one to defend him. Down goes both of the damage dealers. T1 have no way out. They are just cooked. This dragon is now going to be taken. That is a clean ace, an objective steal, and whatever the heck else Nongshim want to get. So if they look at this...
Yone.
Yeah, and a Yone. This time around, though, they're going to look for the pick on towards this,
he's real
this King. And yeah, he's really dead. They're going to be able to take that one. Calyx over this wall, though, and we'll see whether T1 can get here in time. 1,000 gold. He doesn't flash in early enough, and the Baron is secured. There's a Glacial Prison as well, as Gideon just trying to get himself out of there. Nongshim wanting to protect the Barons, and Owner is in so much trouble. They dive on top of Faker. He's knocked up forever, and they still don't have damage, ladies and gentlemen. Gumayusi gonna have to be chased out of this one, and we'll see whether he's gonna survive. The permafrost is in range, and it in fact just last hits him. They will trade their walking barbecue for a Baron and then just kill them anyway.
That already off the table and him not having the best performance on it, not a great sign.
Yep. And also being able to pick Rakan in a game 1 and not having it get punished by things like Poppy and the Talia is kind of huge as well. So Lahens getting a lot of advantages out of that. Speaking of which, he goes in, doesn't quite find Guma, and he's likely going to get popped. Does try and battle dance his way out, and in fact he does. Into the backline goes Faker, but they just see him and destroy him. The ulti from Calyx as well collects the rest of them, and Nongshim are just playing with their food at this point. It's a triple kill for Jiu. They just need to wait for the Conga line of minions, and the Noodle Boys will do it here in game 1 against T1. We're gonna have to see some better champions picked from our third place team here in the LCK if they want to be able to reign supreme against Nongshim. And you best believe DK and KT are extremely nervous right now. Jiu doing so much damage in this game.
Pantheon should...
No, well, this is the problem, right?
Not be doing the most damage. That's not...
No.
That's not a good thing.
It certainly is.
Does mean you have a lot of damage towards that bottom side of the map. We'll see which variety it is, because I know normally with Nautilus you will go for the on-hit variety. Into this team, I think you go lethality. I don't think you want to be near anyone on that team.
Yeah, especially with the Gwen.
Yeah, you want to be able to fight for pride. Even Skarner, right? Like,
yeah.
Even if and Jiu is slowly regaining form. I think it was highlighted on the space. I really do agree. I think he's slowly getting back to where we know he was back in 2023 in particular.
One fan, let's dive onto the rift, see whether they can take game number 2. And I think everyone else has probably gone back. Okay, never mind. We're flashing in.
Oh, he doesn't know.
No.
Again? A second first blood?
Well, they're going to look for it. There's the hook connecting, and the flash heroic charge. Doran's real dead.
Play towards the spot side. There is vision.
Ooh, gonna catch him. As Jiu able to offer a little bit of damage back here, but... And, I mean, Owner is just gonna try and go for this one again. As he does boop him away, the flash has to be invested. As now Doran could be in trouble. He's battling with both the turret and the Jace. As he picks up the aggro, and there's the last hit, Kingen! That was absolutely extraordinary! Picks up the second kill for Nongshim, and the Skarner is nowhere to be seen.
You can't.
근데 너 그냥 나한테 안
There's no way,
빨리고
because look,
너 이득
the
볼래?
thing here is, I thought Owner was just going to go in.
Yeah,
they go
you
into
heard the
it.
response. He was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That was what he said.
Great flash. Yeah, he's like...
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well,
they're bullying him!
Doran's not having a great time. The hook catches him as well. Of course it does. Calyx, he's going to grab a piece of the pie here. And Nongshim, they've already got feats of warfare here at 4 minutes.
So I guess the read was that Puppey would be on the way, but then you just can't go for that play as Lahans.
Yeah, Lahans taking a lot of damage, and there is the last hit. So I'm not sure what his plan was.
That too is Lahans. Has his flash.
Indeed.
Now,
Don't they?
Atlas. Gideon on Puppey. We've seen this man do... Oh,
dear.
No.
Well, Doran may die again. As, yeah, there's the interruption on the dash. Gets thrown into the sky, booped back by the big hammer, and Doran will get taken down. Kingen collects himself the kill. We're going to start wasting time soon. May as well pick up a cannon. All right, Ona coming on in, though. 3 versus 2 here on this top side. Jiu is walking very, very slowly, blocks the Winter's Bite, and they're unable to get it. The hook does come back as Jiu's burning. Ona in a bit of trouble, but Ona finds it with the piercing arrow. What is this, Nongshim? Who's going to be facing off against them in our last match in 2 days' time. That's the most meaningful thing about this, is the fact that Nongshim could be solidifying Legend Group here, as the door does have to be put up. And Gideon, he's making his way over, wasting no time at all. 2-for-1 special with that hail of arrows, and that is going to be 1 picked up for Gio and 1 going over to Gideon. Like, go and like see a
like
movie
a little
or something like that. Otherwise, this is going to be very, very rough. Lahens possibly going to face check here as he doesn't get the buffer. Chains of Corruption comes down, gets a nice double knock-up. He's actually investing a fair bit here as he does try and get the stun up. Flash does come out and Nongshim just not able to follow up in time, even though he bought a fair bit of it.
But with this game state,
yeah.
I feel like...
we hex flashing. Finds the stun here as well. The door will go up, so some time could be bought here as a double knock-up from Gideon is gorgeous. The Ignite ticking down, and Carrier, he won't be okay, as there's a Realm Warp coming in, and he's going to have to walk the wrong direction. Kingen will be able to block him off. He's taking them on a merry jaunt around Summoner's Rift here as the flash goes in. Kingen just looking to challenge Goomer, and he takes him down.
Can't walk up.
We're ganking Calyx. He doesn't have flash. He's going to try and look for something back, but he does not get it. And there it is, Doran picking up a kill here for T1. And Ona going to come on over and look to try and steal away the crab. Does not manage to get the smite, but it was a cute little effort. Isn't going to get punished for it or anything like that. Plate goes down in the mid lane. Gumiushi just got back, guys. Okay, Gideon is going in. Misses the Q straight up, but that is going to be a lot of damage going down there as Carrier looks to try and get something back. As Kingen, he's going in and actually had the passive on him, and now they're looking for Doran, who was very far up. Gideon's just dead because Ona did make it towards this bottom lane eventually. And Nongshim, chill out, please.
Setting up for his teammates. I don't like that he's going for another vegan Victor build, but we'll let it go. Guma, my guy, back-to-back performances that aren't really inspiring. The amount of damage that Kingen is doing, though, absolutely disgusting.
It's not very fair at all. The fact that he goes back in as well, but then like this, like...
That is...
Like, guys.
So, guys, you know he was there. We saw him earlier.
Yeah.
And then here Doran gets his flash forced as Lahens and Jiu have the combo. And I think he... yeah, really nice sidestep.
Or maybe enough people were tilted on their behalf for them not to be, as Doran is going to get slammed to the wall. He's dead, guys. This is a Gwen that is not immune. The inner turret is likely to fall down as well as Calyx. Let's see whether he can survive on the other side of the map. This is called a cross-map play, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. As Calyx does deal with the wave, and now he's just looking to run.
I think he just wants the wave.
He will probably be able to get most of it, as it does take a little bit of time. One last little auto, there it is. Faker's able to lock that one down.
A bit unhappy. I think that T1 need all the damage they can get, because it's got to be coming down to the team fights here.
Well, I've seen this one before, as Jiu going to cleanse. Not going to get slowed down, but Lahens may pay for it, as he does get the aftershock. He's actually pretty tanky. Chains of Corruption go in, but the answering door is going to be there. Steadfast presence, though, is Gideon.
Particularly mid lane.
Oh, dear.
Calyx
may have just killed himself by stopping that back.
Yeah, you're not getting off your Realm Warp, I don't think, against Skarner.
No, that is not happening. Does get a very large boost of speed with that phase rush. Oh, and he gets out! That was sick. That was sick, Calyx. Did have to invest the flash for it, but damn, he looked cool.
No, I was about to say, it was stylish. It wasn't good.
Yeah, okay. Faker takes 1 billion damage.
No flash.
And then some from Kingen. And now Kingen's getting teleported on. Gideon going to be moving up here. We'll see whether he can get the crab. He will be able to, as Kingen is just dead.
I think they had no vision. Like, I don't know if T1 can really fight this, but that's soul point for Infernal Soul Atlas!
At 23 minutes. T1, they're going to try and get over here. Doran gets into the pit. Owner, can you actually drive your way through and steal it? He cannot. And they just get rid of the Gwen. The culling does nothing, and Nongshim say thanks for the soul point.
And T1 were in a position where they were not pretty substantially behind as...
Oh dear. Well, Doran is going to try to make this one work. He flashes, but yeah, no, Kingen is just going to hit him with...
Doran, I'm trying to defend you, but that flash, I cannot. To the post that the Nongshim social media manager is going to draw.
True, that's a good one.
Just you wait. This is, again, the only outcome with...
And it looks like it's either fight or Arakan or both, or all of the above. There it is, the engage, the slam into the wall. Great knockups, though, coming through from this Braum. But Carrier, he can only do so much. Gumayushi finds the culling onto the side, and Gideon, he's just unkillable. I just don't know whether we're ever getting through this Poppy. Calyx was somewhere at that time.
He's not even building tanky. He went Sundered Sky first.
Whoa, it's a flash from King, and he's looking for another one. The flash comes out, the slow is cleansed, but you cannot cleanse death.
Nongshim, this Kingen, man. Because for me, Kingen was on the verge of dropping below Doran.
6, 2, and 5 on this Jace. He's 3K ahead. They pick up an Arakan, and Nongshim, it's once again looking like they have this one in the bag.
No. Yeah, it's just game.
It's just Baron.
It's just game, Atlas. That's what that was.
You're not allowed to make that play.
You have to wait until they're...
Well, Kingen is going to go into 4 people and die. He, of course, didn't have very much choice there.
I like Hammer, man. He is, as Calyx.
He is sometimes Gunman. This is Bookman, and Bookman is in a bit of trouble. Keeper's verdict, and it's in. The verdict is no more Gumayushis.
Where suddenly they're able to turn the game around. Not unlike one of my other favorite legal games, Phoenix Wright, right? Turnabout T1.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew you were going to do it. Gideon goes in, but it was right as Ona was going in himself, and then he just looks a bit silly. Ona takes a fair bit of damage, but Nongshim are now on the run. It was, I'd almost say it was kind of lucky, as now Doran is looking for even more. No, don't do it. You don't need to, as he flashes forward and just blast cones his way out. They need to deny this dragon. That's absolutely true. As Kingen is an absolute monster, but not if these shock blasts do not land. And Nongshim will not be able to challenge. Oh,
is this Ace Attorney? Turnabout T1?
Well, I don't know about that, because Kingen is going to come on over and yeah. Gumshoes is like,
okay, no.
Brother, that is not evidence.
Faker was on a flank. Do they have the resources to really do anything here?
Oh.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
I think they should get out. It's fine. You got the dragon. Well, we are not going out.
Gwen is not immune if he just dives in. However, she can just kill him. And so down goes Kingen. Calyx is now golden, but in an awkward spot. In comes Gideon. Might be able to get the punishment here onto Doran, but he's done a decent job. But look at this.
No!
It's the Bash Brothers. It's the tanks. And they're rushing towards them. That's going to be the kill on Gumayushi. Faker comes over, though. He is now a person with damage. And Jiu is going to try and win the game alone here on the top side of the map. T1 are out on the map, and they've left their front door open. So they're going to go in and take their stuff. Well, we'll see whether they can, as Lance does get the interruption. That's beautiful onto Ona, as now Gideon just says goodbye to Doran. And Carrier there to defend, but now Ona and Faker are in so much trouble. The 2-man Impale is gorgeous with the Arcane Storm layered on top, but Kingen is going to survive. The phase rush again.
As is Faker, they got to get towards the pit. I don't think they can. I think they have to give it the Baron.
I mean, last time they tried to do this, they all died. And the Baron still went, and the Otacon went at the same time. Like, I understand why they're just going to back away, and now Baron is picked up for Nongshim. There is a minute on the clock until the Infernal Soul as well. And you can see that Baron timer is feeling pretty good.
Calyx.
Their ability to lock that one down.
Calyx,
he's on a control ward. It's all right. Realm Walk just gets him out.
Didn't even have to flash. I didn't know it was possible. The damage, the reset comes through. That might be the turn as Calyx.
Calyx is going to flash. That's a pretty high value one, but still he's going to get impaled. Does have the Seraphs, does go golden. For T1, it's only a matter of time. They just wait it out. They take down the Rise, but that's a two-man investment.
Their engage isn't great, but they got to force right now.
Yep, got to try and find something here as the hail of arrows comes down. Nongshim looking to get themselves out of here as Gideon will be able to secure.
Summon Scuttle.
Yeah, the crab. That's a good one. Chains of Corruption comes in here as if they kill Owner, that's a big deal, but the door goes up. Keeper's Verdict is going to make it an even fight as they take down the Jason. So much of the damage with the Puppy. Oh my God, Gideon, you are so incredible. Doran goes gold and the culling is going to get cancelled. Another knock-up as Goomer is in. He's just dead. It's a triple here for Geo, and they are just going to go in, walk in the front door and win the game. And Calyx is like, guys, what happened?
Oh, look at the faces on Geo and Lance. Geo living there actually ends up winning. That fight was on the verge of being lost. Doesn't even blow his cleanse, by the way. One auto away from getting hit by that Braum passive, from actually going down. And with this win, Nongshim secure the Legend group with a 2-0.
We have Noodles in the top half of the LCK. And they're going to be facing off against T1 a whole lot more. Look at this man.
Oh, look at, oh.
I'm not going to shoot you today. Today I'm happy. So incredibly fun to watch, but it's the same thing that happened last time around, but perhaps a little worse for T1, right? It's lose to Humble Life Esports and then also lose to Nongshim when you're not necessarily supposed to do that. No, Lan's robbed. He was the guy. Two level ones, both games, robbed. I think it's fine though.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POM interview translation, joined by Kingen on the side of Nongshim Red Force. Wow, you guys really stepped up your performance, and you have secured group legend. How do you feel? Well, to be really honest, you know, the next match, we were expecting that our next match after today against D plus Kia would actually determine who goes to join Group Legend. But I'm just really glad that we're able to secure it today. And in Game 1, the laning phase for Rumble felt rough, but you had some insane bursts in every team fight. So how are you able to get through the tough early phase? You know, from the laning phase, I think I lost in every mind game with the Ornn Q. So early game was actually really hard, but I think I was trying to push through with the mindset that I can win and do a lot more during the team fight. And in game 2, from the start, we saw you focus down the Gwen. So let's take a look at the replay. So in this moment, we heard the voice comms. And this is an advantage. Just take what you need to take from your jungle. I think I can zone them. So in this moment, what led to making that call? So in level 1 and 2, I think I was. It wasn't actually a really good, I guess, matchup, how it's played out in the early. But I think because we didn't expect the enemy to play Skarner, but I felt like as long as the enemy had played with a calm, composed mindset, I think it would have been better for them, but I think the way they tried to force it actually gave me the edge in the end. So you continue to pressure top afterwards. So was this just all a part of the game plan? You know, our strategy based on our draft was that we really needed to win through top. And I think our Poppy's job was really just to try to aid the Rise and Jace. And so with Jace's solid performance, the game was going pretty smoothly, and the enemy kept targeting Rise. So what was your answer to deal with this? So I think
그 부분은 좀 현빈한테 미안한 것 같습니다.
as you notice one side, I guess one lane die, we had to make sure that we capitalize off of that and then put more pressure in the other lanes, but we weren't able to actually execute that too well. And with your performance being so phenomenal,
너무
Caster John actually promoted you from being big boss to CEO. So how does it feel to become the CEO? You know, it's such an honor. But I hope that I can actually live up to that title. So hopefully in the next match, I can actually show up as the true CEO. And as you know, Lee Hans gave up on his vacation to play for CL with Jiwoo. And it's not a very easy decision for a veteran to make. So what are your thoughts?
저도 조금 프로게이머 하는 데 있어서
You know, because a player like him exists, I think it actually does help a lot to get yourself into a better mindset in the pro scene. So I think it's very, very helpful. It's very honorable for him. And Nongshim has officially joined Group Legend, and now either D plus Kia and KT can join Group Legend. And your last opponent will be D plus Kia, which will be the 90th LCK match. The final match of round 2. So any predictions?
그룹, 라이즈 그룹을 떠나서 그냥
You know, aside from
블루스가
Group
가장
Legends and
좋은
Group
경기력을
Rise,
보여드려야 이제 차후에
I think
경기도
Nongshim
좋을 거라고
has
생각을 해서
the responsibility to show
상황에 개의치 않고
and display great performance.
더 좋은
So
경기력으로
given the
찾아가는 게
circumstance, you know, whether it actually determines the outcome for any certain team, I think our focus will be to remain and maintain our performance. And would you like to say anything to your fans? And thank you so much for all your support. And we want to make sure that we can continue our win against D plus Kia. And so that we can actually ensure that our fans can cheer for us with so much more hope. And we will keep working hard to make sure that it is worth it to cheer for our team. And that's the end of the interview with Kingen, and back to the space. Thank you.